question is more about where to allocate your ad spend and, of course, how. But the main question here is you are running different campaigns, for example, on Instagram, TikTok, Google Ads, Facebook, and you're really not quite sure where you can get the highest and the largest incremental gains by increasing your investment in certain areas. Sometimes you might also have the issue that, you're looking at two channels, Instagram and TikTok, for example, and you think like, moving forward, where should I put another 10K towards, right? So it's sometimes a little bit hard to know. And what this chat or this topic is about, it's about stop wasting spend on the wrong channel. So let me show you this a little. So of course you shouldn't spend money because you go to the channel, right? So let's have a look at two channels, channel one, Instagram, and channel two, TikTok, okay? And let's dive a little bit deeper into that, okay? Because there is quite simply a system or a structure that you can use to actually find out where you should spend your money. So let's bear a little bit with me. I'm going to go into it very soon, but let me just get these numbers towards you and explain this a little bit so you really can understand it and take the most out of it. So let's say we have two channels, channel one being Instagram, channel two being TikTok. Your boss approaches you, or maybe your business owner, and tells you, okay, let's spend more money. Let's spend 10K more. And that's oversimplified. It's just about grasping how it works. And you can then tweak the numbers if you want to. So you analyze the performance, you look at the first week or the first month or the first quarter, whatever this number is, you look at it. You look at Instagram and you see that your return ad spend is a 1, okay, in the first week. The spend in this week is 10,000. Then you run the ads for another week and you increase the spend to 20,000. So you double the spend. What you see now is that in week 2, the return ad spend has been dropping from 1 to 0.8, so a 20% decrease. This is for channel Instagram. Then you look at the channel TikTok and you can see kind of, similar numbers, but not exactly the same. You got your week 1 return ad spend on 1.25 and it drops within the second week on to 0.875. Okay. So what you can see here immediately is that when your boss approaches you now, or you as a business owner have to make a decision in terms of how you want to spend more or how you want to keep on spending, where you should allocate the money, right? So you might think that here in this case, channel 2, TikTok in this case, as it had a better return ad spend, you would rather invest more towards this channel because it gives you a better return, right? But that's exactly where this concept and this formula actually comes into play. And it's basically about this here. Elasticity of return ad spend, as you can see. And as you can see here as well, is that it tells you how sensitive the return ad spend is to changes in the amount of money spent on ads. So what does that mean? So it means basically if you spend more, let me put this curve, if you spend more, right, then the return ad spend will not actually follow the spend. It might just follow, let's say you got your spend curve here and you got return on ad spend here. So return ad spend would follow, but it will not follow like 1-to-1. Usually it will maybe follow like this or like this or like this, right? Whatever it is, it's very likely not going to be 1-to-1. As you can see also on this slide, when we go back here, in week 2, the return ad spend dropped 30%. And here for Instagram, the return ad spend dropped with a 10K increase in spend by 20%. And that's a very natural phenomenon. As a marketer, you know that usually when you spend more, the efficiency actually decreases and there are diminishing returns that you can expect from that. So your revenue is actually reducing. So now the question though is, let me just go here. What is the elasticity? We already explained. It's basically, a reduction in revenue or in return on ad spend the more you spend. Now the question though is you have two channels. And as you can see here, we have these numbers. What we want to do here now is we want to calculate the elasticity of the return on ad spend. And the formula for that is very simple, actually. It's the change in return ad spend divided by the change in spend, okay? Meaning in this case, for example, for channel 1, Instagram, we have a change in return ad spend of 20%, right? So that's 0.2. And we got a change in spend by 100%, right? Plus 100%. And here we got a 30% decrease in return ad spend divided by 100%. So actually minus 0.3 divided by this number, 100%, right? So, or minus 30% divided by 100%. If you look at that, I mean, it's quite clear, right? What that will be. 20 divided by 100 is 0.2, right? Minus 0.2, and minus 0.3 divided by 1, or minus 30% divided by 100 is minus 0.3. Okay, so as you can see here as well, channel 1 elasticity is minus 0.2, and channel 2, just get rid of this. Okay, let's just keep it here, is an elasticity of minus 0.3. So what does that mean now? As you can tell already, the elasticity shows me how effective my ad spend is. So if you spend more, as mentioned in channel 1, my return ad spend is reducing. But the elasticity here is not that strong, right? It means that with every dollar spent, my return ad spend is decreasing, but it's not decreasing so much in this case as it is in this case, because the elasticity is higher. So what does it mean? It means that, going back to this example here, let me just go back here to this one here. Even though TikTok had a higher return ad spend in week 2 of 0.875 versus 0.8, due to the elasticity being minus 0.3, it will be the case that at a certain ad spend, actually TikTok is less profitable or has a lower return ad spend than channel 1. So it will go below the return ad spend of 0.8 at one stage. So if I invested again 20,000 in week 3, and let's say everything is the same, right? We're running the same ads, and in a perfect world, of course, but you have to start somewhere, right? We could expect that same result here, right? 0.875. And here, 0.8, right? There's no change in ad spend, right? So it should, in a perfect world, be the same. But now the question is, if I spend 30,000 here, maybe my boss comes to me and he says, like, yeah, spend a little bit more, you know? If he says he spent 20,000, then I guess you have a good case and can say, okay, with quite big confidence, okay, I will achieve this result. You're probably anyway not going to say, like, I'm going to spend another 20K here and another 20K here. You might say, okay, let's spend 25 here and maybe 15 here, because I can see I'm returning more here. I still want to have some presence on Instagram, so I'm not going to, shut it down. But yeah, that might be a likely scenario. So the question now is, if you spend too much here, where is kind of like the cutoff point or the overlap? Where are you getting less efficient with your spend than here? So where's actually your return ad spend falling quicker or below 0.8 by increasing the spend further? And that's actually the tricky, or not the tricky part, the main part here, actually the most important part, right? You want to know, if can I spend more or should I not spend more, right? Now there's the elasticity of those two channels. They give you more context in terms of how you should spend, but how do you go about it? Okay, as you can see here, as mentioned already, the question though is, at what spend exactly will this likely happen? That the return ad spend of channel 2 goes below the return ad spend of channel 1, yeah? If you increase the spend further, right? And there's actually quite a good formula for that. As you can see, in the end, you want to equal the return ad spend 1, so a new return ad spend that you calculate for the channel 1, and then you calculate a return ad spend for channel 2 based on this formula. So basically what you do is just you say return ad spend 1 is return ad spend current, which was, I think, 0.8 for channel 1 times 1 plus the elasticity, which we have, times the percentage change in budget, right? So this here will be like the X, like the variable that you don't know. And then basically what you have to do is you have to equal return on ad spend. Basically this part, you have to equal to this part from return on ad spend 2. Uh, Basically, the only change is the elasticity, and then you can just calculate it. And in the end, you should get this number here. As you can see here, in our case, the overlap point was calculated at a spend of 22,500. So we're fine if we spend 20,000, right? But as you can see here now, the elasticity of the ROAS tells me that there will be one point in the future where actually Instagram is more profitable or has a better return on ad spend than TikTok. And that's the beauty of it. You can calculate that. And you can also, I mean, you don't have to calculate that. You can also say, like, okay, if I'm keeping the same spend, then, it's not a biggie. Then you don't have to really calculate it, I guess. It's already good to know often what your elasticity of your return ad spend is. And the cool part about it is you can take this formula and you can apply it on a channel level, right? You could say like channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, whatever it is. I have to say a few things here. So, of course, it will just make sense to do that when the return ad spend is quite closely together, right? So, if one channel has a return ad spend of 4 and the other channel has a return ad spend of 1, let's say Google Ads and Instagram, Google Ads 4 and 1 on Instagram, then you really have a strong return ad spend. You could probably spend, I don't know, 1,000% more on Google Ads until it will be possibly dropping to the same levels at Instagram, but Instagram might have a way lower budget, right? So you might spend 1 million a month, and Google Ads, also has an elasticity, and it will drop and drop and drop. But if you catch up to Instagram with a spend maybe of 10,000, it will take a long time. So the question doesn't really apply in this case. So it makes most sense for return ad spends that are quite close together. And you can do that on a channel level, but you can also do that on a campaign level. So you're running campaign 1 and campaign 2. For example, I don't know, you run at the beginning of month, maybe the first 2 weeks you run with 5K budget or whatnot. And then, or first week, and then second week you ramp it up a little bit, 7.5K, maybe 50% increase. Then you can calculate the elasticity of campaign 1. You can do the same for campaign 2. If return ad spend is pretty close, it informs you where you should push harder. Yeah. So that's actually the beauty of it. It's not a thing that applies every day, to be honest. But if you have larger budgets, it totally makes sense to actually scale cost efficiently and to not waste spend anymore. Okay, cool. I hope that was helpful. Bye bye.